All right, let's now speak to our senior reporter, Rita Tinina, who is there. Rita, good afternoon once again. The women have time and again raised several issues that stand in the way of them clinching these political seats. What kind of assurances did the Premier give the women?
Well, the most important assurance that perhaps they were waiting to hear from the ODM leader was how they will manage to have a level playing field with the male aspirants in the coming elections. And this meeting, quite significant, coming in just a few weeks. The ODM primaries begin early next month. So leaders, the women aspirants, wanting to hear what will happen in the next just over 1 week when the primaries get underway. That assurance that everything will be done by the party to ensure that they have a chance to sort of have their ambitions, to realize their ambitions to become leaders. And the ODM leader also saying some of the hindrances that have kept women away from leadership positions are not just the reason, they are perhaps historical. He said that perhaps women over the years in some communities have been said that they are there to be heard, to listen and not to be heard. And so this meeting, the women waiting for that assurance. ODM in this, the last elections did not do very well at the constituency level. Only one elected member of parliament, of course, the senator. There was no senator, there was no governor, although there was an attempt at the deputy governor. And just as to help us understand ODM and where it has come from, where it is heading, or what it is seeking to achieve this time round, I'm now joined by Gladys Wanga. Earlier on, just having a chat with you, how fair or how well did ODM perform in the last elections when it comes to the issue of women?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think in the last elections, we didn't do very well. And I think these are some of the challenges that we have taken stock of. And just to ensure that in this coming election, we do not repeat mistakes of the last election. And I think some of the things that was significant in the last nominations was violence. You know, there was a lot of violence that marred nomination. We have come, and the party has shown the highest commitment by our party leader, Raila Odinga, coming himself, not sending a representative, to come and talk to the women within the party to assure them that the nominations or the primaries are going to be not just free, fair and transparent, but are also going to be free of violence, and that they're going to put very, very strict measures against any candidates, particularly male candidates, who try to intimidate women by causing violence. And I think in terms of access, the party has reduced, the nomination fees for women candidates. I think that is a show of goodwill and showing that the party is truly concerned about having more women on board. But I think what is most encouraging was the party leaders' understanding of the cultural context and some of the cultural barriers that stop the women. Because if the party comes from the perspective that women should compete like anybody, then it becomes very challenging. Because then if you're supposed to compete just like anybody else, then it means that your party does not understand the context within which you're operating. But the party leader outlined the fact that you actually come from your home, miles and miles away, and come to run against somebody who was born and bred there, while you've only been there 5 years, you've only been there 10 years, you're still trying to understand your environment. So I think this is a very, very significant meeting, and we are hoping that this meeting, together with other measures that the party has put in place, is going to see us getting more elected MCAs, more elected members of the National Assembly, more elected senators, and even governors in this coming election.
Any statistics so far, how many women are vying for positions this time around?
We have over 500 women running for various positions within the Orange Democratic Movement Party. That is very encouraging, because in the last election, the other thing that has been read out is the women who ran were only 6% of the total aspirants in the last election. I think this is why our political party reduced the nomination fees, because some of the barriers include nomination fees. Because if you're told to pay a high amount of money, you're not going to access. But I think the other show of goodwill is that the chair of the National Elections Board is actually a woman. So we are speaking today here woman to woman, understanding because she's a woman, She's a politician. She knows the challenges that the women are facing. She feels them. So I think the women are living here really encouraged that there is somebody at the helm who understands their challenges and is going to stand firm to understand. For example, we don't want nominations running into the night, because women will be, of course, disadvantaged. We don't want merging of too many polling stations that is going to result in the men fairing people or causing violence in your stronghold. When you merge five or so polling stations and people are expected to all come there, the men are going to disrupt your strongholds, and that is going to be the end of you as far as that is concerned. So the Secretary General is a woman. Her own deputy is a woman. The chair of the elections board is a woman. Some county chairs like myself, Homa Bay is a woman. So we understand the challenges.
Aside from the issues that perhaps the ODM leader has raised inside during the session, away from the Prime Minister, what are those issues that have come out from the women themselves that they have to deal with on a personal level, even without the assistance of the party?
Well, I think, let me just talk to what, as far as the party is concerned. One, the issue of who's going to participate in the nominations has really been a major issue, because we know the law says that party members are the ones who are supposed to participate. But how is the party ensuring that as many members as possible are registered so that people are not disenfranchised? It's the same case of Jubilee using smart cards so that only rich candidates are able to afford buying those smart cards, and women are resource constrained. Yeah. You are even constrained trying to get money to move around for your logistics. Now, if you're told register members, it becomes a bigger problem. Yeah. So if the parties do not look keenly at the implication of this law, and I must take responsibility as a member of parliament for the passage of the law, but you know, of course, at the time when the law was brought, we said no comma is changing, no full stop is changing, but it is one of the things that parliament has to look at to review, because if you say these women have to register at a cost, as many members as possible, this is going to be for the rich. The elite are the ones who are going to take the seats. Okay.
Thank you very much. Gladys Wanga helping us to understand the issues that have come up during this meeting, the ODM Women's League meeting here at the Multimedia University in Mbagathi, just to sort of come together, share ideas on how best they can go into the elections. ODM leader Raila Odinga, who was here earlier on in the morning, assuring them that there will be fair elections, there will be fair nominations, and saying that if ODM, if the NASA coalition wins the election, that NASA will seek to change the situation. The 2/3 gender rule has not been realized. It's saying that the NASA coalition will ensure that more women are appointed to the cabinet, more women get to diplomatic positions, to parastatals, and all the positions that women can serve in. The NASA will try and change all that. Akisa.